live streaming. I'm not hearing you. I don't know where we're live streaming to. I'm not hearing my co-host, Mr. Gillen. I said that I'm connecting him audio. By this time, you'd know that. You that things I know. How to connect audio by now. We apologize. We were having, no, he's muted and he still don't realize. We're accustomed to starting at 10 o'clock.
So all this time,
we apologize for this delay.
All this time,
but we were having technical difficulties. Mr. Gillen has finally found his voice to join us. Say good morning to people and I apologize for your laziness and your worthlessness.
So all of this time, I've been talking to you. You haven't been talking to me.
I must start to you. I mean, I can't read. You know, sign language. Me no sign language neither. I must answer you when I not hear you. I apologize to people for your technical challenge.
You know, and I thought I was technically, great.
Advanced and competent.
Yeah, that's the word. That's the word. Yeah, I thought I was quite competent. And then all of a sudden, me can't find myself this morning. I think something wrong with me. Lick me in my head.
I have to ask if something wrong with you. Something clearly wrong with you.
You know, I'm not going to go there with you, Diana.
Say nobody not there watch within 1 week. Yeah, put up, but a big word you put up on the title. Make within 1 week, teacher attrition increased from 167 to 248. What the maths? Our percentage increased that.
What about 60%? You know, G's and P's. What are they? And then just last week, them announced that July and August 167 people, and then all of a sudden. This week, 248. Where did the difference come from?
Well, I mean, I know somebody never made their submission of the numbers, and now the numbers are submitted, and we can clearly see and understand. People, we apologize for the technical challenges we've experienced that has caused this delay in our start. It is Leo's fault, all Leo's fault. I sit down here from morning, don't even drink little tea, come here early. Come here early, don't even drink little tea. Take you can guess off of my cheese. Leo, apologize, myself.
Good morning, everybody. I so apologize this morning. We don't even have the words to express my apologies. I'm serious. As I said, Diana, give more word. Look what I said. My computer competency is completely off. It's gone. All right. But I think what happened is when you go to certain country, then dumb you down. And so, because I come from Canada last night, so I think Canada dumbed me down. Okay,
dumb you up.
But we can't count still, because I still recognize this morning when I looked at the paper that we're up to 248 teachers that have migrated. Right? Well, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen.
No, Leo, you know, we're accustomed. So let me read. Lawton says, behave yourselves. Maxine Plummer says, good that you're on. Good morning. Good morning to Maxine and good morning, Lawton, for sticking it through with us. Please share so that we can see, you know, other people can see that we're on.
So this week, I had the opportunity to do a little bit of research on teacher migration, and I found that migration means a lot of things to a whole heap of different people. The word migration, right? So migration in America, teacher migration in America means that they have migrated to another profession, right? Them run away from teaching job because whatever the reason is, they might run away from teaching job. And they're going into other professions. Jamaica, migration of teacher mean them I left the country and go on in my country.
Yes. So let me answer a question that jumps at me. Does that mean then, if we're to use the American interpretation of migration, meaning leaving the profession, that we perhaps could have a higher number?
A higher number of what?
Of teachers migrating from the profession.
From Jamaica. Yeah.
No, from the profession.
I had not done the research further to see what the causes of the migration from Jamaica, right? One because that would make a difference, right? So if one of the causes is the opportunities that open in Jamaica, in America, that would be a good reason, right? The opportunities are now open in America, so therefore we are migrate come America. But I don't America we are go. We have got Middle East, we have got Canada, we have got Europe. So
yes,
and you know all of those countries.
but I'm saying to you though, Leo, that you're saying that within a week you've seen teacher attrition increase from 167 to 248. And by your maths, you're saying that that is a 60% movement. Some other people say it's 50%. So now somebody are going to fail the CXC maths. Somebody are going to fail it. Because one out must wrong, if now even right. But I'm saying though that if in the US, when they speak of teacher migration, they mean teachers leaving the profession. And when we speak of teacher migration in Jamaica, we mean teachers leaving Jamaica. I'm asking you, if we were to say how many teachers are leaving the profession of teaching in Jamaica, whether or not it's to go to foreign or otherwise, do you believe that it would be a greater number than the 248?
Yes, I certainly agree with that the number is greater. What for several reasons, Diana. One, not and everybody I go tell everybody business, right?
Yes.
So they might just send a resignation, and the resignation might be recorded. But the people that were left, and don't want nobody to know them business. And we got into a big argument this week about whether or not they should collect their August paycheck.
Yes, and nobody make me go back there for they shouldn't collect their August paycheck because it is unethical. And Michelle not here, and we apologize, folks. Michelle not here today. She's having some issues that she just need to treat with. And so I know I am making you know that Michelle is well, but she has some family matters that she needs to treat with, and so we bear her in our prayers and her family. And everybody just bear Michelle in your prayers and your thoughts.
Have you ever done that for me? Or are you setting the people them up to come vote against I&I? Is that what you give them, Michelle?
I am speaking because I know there are folks out there who are concerned by the absence of Michelle. And when people express, if they ever will express any concern about you, because nobody is concerned about you, Leo.
Nobody.
Why you hard, your head tough. VM Heslop says, good morning, Dr. Diana and Leo. Good morning, VM Heslop. Heslop, guess where I'm at? Guess where I'm at? Maxine Plummer said, with the teacher shortage in South Florida, we have quite a number of teachers from the Philippines. Philippines?
But as a matter of fact, I'll tell you this, as a matter of fact, because I was talking to a recruiter recently.
Really?
And they are recruiting from the Philippines.
Nobody don't recruit me.
They're not recruiting from Jamaica. For some reason, they're not recruiting from Jamaica. They're recruiting from the Philippines. Because why?
Philippines, why?
Cheap labor.
Maxine, why is it? Then no teacher salary not set? I know that teacher salary high. So when the Filipinos come in, then tell them some false figure. And then I
don't know. I don't know. But Jamaicans who are going to migrate out of teaching are teachers over 5 and 10 years. Okay? I think they're picking up people from, listen, they're even offering.
So the education system in America is being greatly compromised because if you are going to take people, one, you're paying them less, so you're already introducing some level of injustice and unfairness. But secondly, you're taking people who don't have the experience. They might be qualified, but they don't have the experience for the classroom. Then the standard of the education system is going to be on the decline. And plus, them a box bread out of Jamaican people mouth. They're not type of box bread out of their mouth.
In Florida, listen, the governor has announced that they will accept military vets who are coming in from outside, from wherever they are, to teach. They don't need to have any kind of qualification.
Then just say them a military vet.
Right.
And half of a military vet mad like a shad.
They're also accepting college students. Third and fourth year college students, yes, to come and teach the little ones. So they're really doing things to compromise the education system here. I don't know that Jamaica is doing that, but I see where Jamaica, I saw somebody, announce, I think it's the minister announced that a couple of the regions, a couple of the schools in the regions are 80%. The recruitment has increased to 80% so far. So I don't know what that means actually.
It means that I have some people in there, Leo, and they make up 80%. You have to tell you the details as to whether or not they qualify, they no qualify, or what they be. No. So no. Oh no, too much. Maxine Plummer says with the teacher shop. Hold on. So VM says, good morning, Dr. Dana. Yes, VM has up. How you do? Maxine, we did read that already too. And Maxine tell with the bad news that the South Africa take the people in from Philippines and a back spread out of Jamaica and mouth. Teresa Townsend says, good morning. Good morning, Teresa. Where are you? Where in the world are you? I don't know, see that name often. Arthur Andreen Bonner says, good morning. Is Jamaica willing to... Let me read, you know. So hear what she said. Is Jamaica willing to invite teachers from the US to fill those vacancies? Andreen, we don't have no vacancy on the beach. We have vacancy in a classroom. What we going to pay them?
You did not go there.
Andreen, they could have only come for go a beach. Where we going to pay them? You know, see how much we get paid? $900 on average per month. You think about come, Andreen?
What is that? 900 what?
US dollars per month is the average compensation for a teacher. So, Andreen, me not think unless them will get beach time. VM Hesop says, Dr. Diner, are you still in Toronto? Diana, good to see you. Good morning from Bermuda. Woo, long weekend here in Canada. So I accompany my grandpa back to Bermuda where he now resides. Really? Health issues, he no longer can travel alone. He just want to go on a trip about health issues and accompany grandpa. We'll be back in Canada on Monday. All right, have a great trip. Say hi to grandpa. We're sorry that he's having health challenges, but we look forward to his return of good health. Leo, you need to read the people on YouTube.
I am looking, but I can't see anything on there. I don't see anything.
Maxine says they're on a 3-year contract, so I don't know what that contract amounts to. The Filipinos are already trained teachers. They are teaching math and science. Not they couldn't teach English, but not English. They can't teach English. Maxine, give a little credit. Andreen, she had a laugh. Make sure go on there laugh out loud.
So Andreen is a teacher. So me not think that I think that Andreen, right, will take the $1,000 a month because she's very dedicated.
Yes, but I bet she'll spend the time. I look for her family and her cousin and her long lost cousin and entertain herself. Or she not have to go pay no rent out of that. She have to catch with somebody. She have to drive somebody car for she can't rent no car or buy no car for the $900. And she can't buy food neither, so she have to go look for her cousin them for a weekend. Yeah, where you say no, Leo?
She would be great for the little ones. She is.
Yeah.
She is Miss Ring Ding in reincarnated. Trust me.
Ooh.
Okay.
So she needs to come. She can come at the college. Maybe pay her more than $900.
Yeah, man. She is really, really good. And so, but the $1,000, I think she'll accept it. Offer her and see what happens.
Maxine, if you were comfy, Andreen, if you're comfy the $1,000, me put you up, you can drive on car.
You probably have to give her car and house and food and stuff, and the $1,000, and then she will go.
Yeah, and the $1,000, and she all right. I didn't laugh. Diana, she said, so if the teachers are migrating to USA, does Jamaica have any choice but to bring in other teachers? No, we have other choices. We have people who are struggling to put themselves through teacher training schools. The government could pay for that and expedite some of them so that they wouldn't have that burden when they leave a student loan or even the burden to pay their tuition fees at this time. So yes, there are ways that we can work around it. I saw
the Prime Minister saying that he's suggesting that since these countries are taking our teachers away, that they pay us to train teachers and import them back.
That's a long time, sir. Look how long look how long me and you and Michelle sit up on the show. I said they need to train and sell them just like farm worker, and they send back the money and all of that. Remember I said so we send them just like farm worker. Amount to sell them to America and then spend 3 years and
Well,
then come.
well,
Sell them to Canada and spend 2 years and come. So,
in Gleaner
not a
today,
rocket science.
it's something that I've heard also. Dr. Asburn Pinnock of Michael, he says it over and over and over and over
Yes.
that we should start doing. And I saw it in the paper this morning where he's quoted as saying it's time that we start doing that.
It's long time. It
really
can be time. Long time. I agree with Pinnock. I remember he was on our show one morning and we all agreed on the same thing that teacher train them, send them off on the 3 year. We get back money, them grow them life a little bit. Some of them will find husband, some will find man, some will find wife, and everybody can just figure it out and we move on and Jamaica grows. So if the
But
teachers are migrating, okay, yes, Diana, there is always a choice. Jesse says, good morning, Dr. Diana. Good morning, Leo. Nice to see you all. Just got notification. Leo, why Jesse just getting the notification?
because
I
Diana
don't
signed us
understand you.
on late this morning. Diana signed us on late this morning. She's still
Me
in
no have
Canada.
no code. Me no know how to sign in. Nobody don't give me no code.
So
Leo
people,
spent 1/2 hour trying to sign in on something that he signs in every day. Me telling you to get a water.
so
Maxine Thomas
people,
says, just to clarify, when you speak about the education system being compromised, just to clarify, when you speak about what you're talking about, yes,
compromise.
yes, I'm
It
saying
means
that the
that,
US system will be
yeah.
compromised if they're taking people who are not fully qualified to act in classrooms as educators.
Thank you.
Peter Gay says, good morning, Dr. D, Leo, and everyone. Good morning, Peter Gay. Arthur, you're the one Andrew about let's start more. Our country, she want going on.
Hey, he ready to take $1,000. Yes.
He ready to take $1,000 for call live at Jamaica and go beach. And when you can't find it in Ghana River. Diana said, okay, Dr. D, got to know. I understand. Great girl. Maxine Thomas says, Jamaica does not need to train teachers for America because when they come, they have to learn the education, philosophy, and culture. They will not just insert that in the training. If we have an arrangement, they just insert in a Jamaican training, they add it to it.
Okay.
And if culture, they're not going to learn culture till they reach there, they adjust. Bona says, seriously though, I will come teach and bring books too. All right, come. I have a vacancy. I need a principal up at a prep school starting September morning. Come.
Can I lay some gossip on the people because
Hold on. We have to read the comments. You love gossiping too much.
Diana disrespected me this week, you know. Disrespected me.
Mark High says, Mark High said, Jamaica money is so cheap, we can't compete for talent paying people in Jamaican dollars. Not me agree with you about that. It's especially me have to pay me US credit card. True.
So she invited me to dinner, right? I said I'm
No,
coming.
no. Back up. Me never invite you nowhere. My chef friend, Miss Monica, invited you to a meal. Me never invite you nothing. Me just only had to convey the message.
And gave me the wrong
I gave him the address as it had been provided to me years ago, and I had no challenge filing the address. I gave him the big head board, the same address, and make him tell you what happened.
And she gave me an address that took me 2 hours away in the other direction, right? In the other direction. And when I found out the right address, I had to turn back and go in the another 2.5 hours to find the people. And when make it done, put the palm bus will run left the bus stop. The woman not know which part. Tell me, say, oh, I know where the bus stop is. Okay, I know where to stop. And when we come over the bus stop, 2 bus stops past the place. This is unfair. I wasted my whole day to get to find Diana.
Well, let me tell you, Leo was provided with an address. He was provided with even one of them link where you send to somebody and then can see where them there. And all he had to do was to read. But he can't read. Read before he go up on the train. So a train say it go south. He need to go north. He jump on the south side on the train for and just go down. Like see train, jump on train. Like them country boy who just come from Jamaica and they're New York and go to Central Square and just Central Station and see one train and just jump on it. So he jump on it and go for a long joyride. Then he have to take the joyride again if he go back the other direction. As if that not bad enough, he gets off the subway. He gets into the bus as he follows a little bit of direction. And Mr. Leo now take himself on the bus. I said, tell the bus driver where your stop is, because it is a stop. No, if anybody know that this is not a minibus in Jamaica. This is high class people where they tell you, the lady voice come and say, is next stop. Next stop. He sit down like a bus, like a country boy, I wait for load for call, and drive past the bus stop. And then one come blame system. One blame system. Peter Gay says, oh, Melissa is on. Melissa is my niece and she lives in London. Yes, Miss Melissa, what are you saying here now? Greetings. Morning, Auntie Diana, Dr. Auntie. Dr. Auntie. And Mr. Leo, greetings from London. Government needs to do a little more for the teachers in the country. Cost of living is no joke, so can't blame them for wanting better. That's true, Melissa. You and I know fully well that they can't survive, regardless of what them doing, them just can't survive. Peter Gay says, well, Dr. Diana, Leo always make up stories about, and further, you see how the people know you always have to tell lie about me. That's what you really mean, Peter Gay, about make up stories. Always telling lie about you, and furthermore, it's always getting lost. So no one here really. People know. Joni says, good morning, blessings, Dr. Diana, and excitable Leo. Where's Michelle? She having a little family issue, and she'll be back next time. Martin said, no Jamaican trained teachers should teach in Jamaica. Teachers just need to be properly paid in Jamaica. When you have an accent here, they tend to think you do not even speak English. It is sad when you know that you have much more mastery of the mastery of the grammar and the language than the average American. True. But you know, say Jacques, the world no level was when you come from a developing country. But we agree. Hey, Melissa, good to have you.
I don't think that teachers are running away from Jamaica because of the pay. I more think that it's the pressure that the public, the government is putting on teachers recently. I don't think it had anything to do with pay, because no matter what, they normally survive. And teachers love them picnic. Teachers love visiting them picnic and do well. And I really enjoy sitting with teachers and listening. But I've been talking to teachers recently, and it's about the teaching bill. That's one of the big pressures that's being placed on the teachers recently. It's about people wanting teachers ed anytime once something happened inside of the classroom, as though this is not life. Every teacher is they want the teacher them head. I mean, one teacher gets into trouble, and all 30,000 teachers doing wrong, and it's unfair. People are coming down on the profession as though it's making so much money, and they need to prove themselves more, and it's unfair. I think that it's just the amount of pressure that's being put on teachers recently. They want to send teachers go to prison if they not have license, and they're $500,000 for one ticket. They're foolishness. They're not even paying them $500,000 in a 1 year, much just to go pay one fee for $500,000. That's foolishness.
Yes, I think that if you do the maths, you're not gonna pass maths as sexy. If you do the maths, they get more than $500,000 a year, but they can't save it. Them can't save it to invest it, as the minister had suggested that they should invest. I want to agree with you, Leo, that there's no regard for the profession of teaching as a profession. There is no regard for it, but it's a general thing that it would seem in Jamaica that there's no regard for nurses as well, because you see that migration, there is no regard. And we probably have to define what is regard. Nothing seems to be held in any high esteem as it relates to profession. Huh? So you go and find the nurses not compensated, so they have to look for better. The teachers not compensated, so they have to look for better. The police not compensated, so they have to look for better. There is not that standard that you're earning a living wage, and that's what I'm struggling to find. You're not earning that wage in your profession that will just allow you to survive, so you don't have to look for the things, and you don't get the supporting network within your society that says parents now do them work as parents, so the people then come at school rude, and the parents then come rude too. So teacher under pressure. You go to the health facility, nurses under pressure because you don't have enough nurses. Them don't get enough pay. Them have to come off of them ship and jump in a taxi like everybody else, or them have to go up on the bus like everybody else. You know, all of those things. Police have to come out of uniform and in bad authority self and wait for a taxi man like everybody else. These things compromises the profession, and we have to look at it. Ah, boy, back to
And
it.
the thing is, you know, Diana, I feel sorry for the police officers who are professionals themselves and making $90,000 a month or $80,000 a month, because unlike the nurse and the teacher who can transfer their profession into other countries, who can migrate their profession into other countries, right? Police officers done that. They're actually stuck. They're actually stuck.
They're no more stuck than nobody else. Then you sit down there, what for them turn security guard? They now wait for Brooke.
So, and that's the problem, because security guard is not a police officer.
Right.
And a security gets minimum wage America. Unless
but a security guard get minimum wage America add up to more than what policeman get as police officer in Jamaica. I'm
not supporting that kind of thing. I think that a profession can and should lead to another to a migrating profession. $90,000 is not enough. And I think
what you talking about?
If a policeman, we can't train policeman to come America go work as policeman.
No, we can't do that, but you can train him to come as security guard.
Yeah, but anyway.
What he going to do? He must live on the security guard money. And my camera seems to be going away on me. I'm barely seeing a shadow of myself. So I hope you still see me.
You have to put on your glasses. You have to put on your glasses, okay?
I mean, I like when people, you know. Too bright.
Oh no, but yeah, there are other things. You know who's coming on this morning?
Who?
The National Dance Theatre Movement people.
Oh, nice! I'm going to dance.
Well, I hope that they are dancing. They're going to dance. We don't know what time it is right now for me to say.
What time they're supposed to come?
11 o'clock Eastern time. What time is it anyway? You know, when we're up on the show, I'm
11 o'clock, which is 10 o'clock Jamaica time.
Guess why?
Why?
Because we have so much fun and on the time to check. So what time is it, Diana?
10 o'clock Jamaica time.
It's 10 o'clock. That means they're supposed to be coming on right now. So so people, we have the Ndtc.
National Dance Theatre Company,
right.
Which was founded in 1962 by the late Professor Rex Nettleford. Let me read some more comments because we have to catch up with them. Maxine says, Arthur says, seriously though, I will come teach and bring books too. We need some furniture for the school them too, so you have to go bring that too. But we need to talk, Andrian. Marque says Jamaica money is so cheap we can't compete for talent pay. Exactly. Good morning. Who said? Deandra said, wondering though if they do Andreen, will they pay the US teachers more than they pay the Jamaican teachers? Right. She was asking about inviting US people to come. We can't pay them no more. You want riot in our country? Melissa says, can't blame them for true. Well, Leo lie. Peter did say Leo lie. Johnny says, good morning. Yes, good morning. Maxine says, no, okay. Why not? Okay, Mark says, Leo, if you love your kids and can't feed them, you get desperate and you move on to where the food is. Exactly. Mark says, You can't run a country by paying professionals with a worthless Mark left currency. The currency is fine. You just need to pay people more money. Nassim Campbell says police officers are migrating to Canada and America to drive trucks. See that? They make more money than what they're doing when they're doing that. Michael Tomlinson says one of the best opportunities teachers had to do a second job or business was a shift system. Thank God they took full opportunity of it. One more and I'll go to the government, Maxine says, need to be more creative in how they pay public servants. Taxes, housing, healthcare are areas they could get relief. I may agree with you. Deandra said, whereas employed here in Canada, there is a Jamaican security guard. We chit-chat sometime, and he once told me he was a cop in Jamaica. He says he makes far more dollars as a security guard than he did as a cop. I was a bit surprised. No surprise there is true. Natalie says, good morning, Dr. Diana and Leo. First time on your program. Separate from the salary issue, the conditions under which teachers have to work leave much to be desired. That's true.
I agree with that.
So much true, and we could have a full debate on that. Coupled with all that, there's a lack of resources. And Mr. Man, we're seeing your foot and your shoes and your chair. Coupled with all this is a lack of resources and the level of discipline of students. Yes, those are issues that we need to. Colin, you need to come back. We can see your floor.
These are the main issues. When I speak with teachers on a regular basis, it's not the pay that they're running away from. It's the issues that are surrounding all of these. The lack of resources. They don't have enough to conduct their classes.
Yeah, man, they can't manage. They can't. Nobody doctor can't do surgery without tool.
They're afraid of crime. The classrooms and the schools are becoming quite a scary place to
operate.
Let's welcome the Ndtc gentleman on the line, because me knows more. This man look like he can drop legs. You know my legs.
You need to unmute so we can hear.
Unmute for us. Colin, unmute.
Colin, you're muted. Colin, turn on your thing so we can hear you.
You're unmute yourself.
Unmute.
Oh, yes, thank you. I was saying I'm not really the NDTC man, but the man responsible for bringing the NDTC. The NDTC rep will be on shortly. He's trying to get on.
Because
let me read some more comments.
You show us your feet a while ago. So we are thinking that it's because you want to come drop some legs.
No. Nobody would come to the show if I attempt to do that. Unless those who want to have a comic experience.
All right, I want to pause for a minute just to welcome Natalie, because she shared that this was her first time joining us on the show. Welcome, Natalie. So, Natalie, you have to tell where you come from and which school. And if you know got Clarendon College, nobody tell us you did God school, but we know recognize now that school around here.
We're not taking no more body from Clarendon right now. Clarendon
Natalie
is gone off the wall, and they might do too much things down there. So,
as to St. Mary, me hope nobody no come from St. Mary, because I tell you, teacher man, she no come from St. Mary. She not answer yet.
Colin come from St. Mary.
No, man, St. Elizabeth. I'm just checking with the NDTC. St. Elizabeth, and I came from the real CC.
Oh, Lord.
Marlon, you got on. You got the code.
All right. Maxine Clark says, ironic in that teachers and nurses in other countries have the same problem. Difference is more opportunities for other jobs abroad. And Maxine is an educator. Maxine is my friend. Hey, Maxine, I know you're slated for some surgery. Thanks for joining. Maxine teaches in Thailand. She's in Thailand now. That's where she's teaching.
We need to bring her back. To Jamaica.
Yeah, man, she soon come. Yeah, man, in Thailand money stronger than she have waterfront house. Don't worry about that. Beverly Frey says, I agree with Natalie Thompson. It's about the conditions or environment under which people. And we agree, Beverly. Hey, Bev, thanks for joining. Nice to have you here. Maxine Plummer says, how can you not know Natalie Thompson, the foremost film producer in, all right, nobody compete with in Jamaica? Well, she need to come on the show Tuesday night so we can think.
Diana,
Maxine says, hey, Diana.
let's
Yes.
pay these gentlemen, let's pay these gentlemen mind, because I want to know a little bit more about Diana.
Yes.
I want to know a little bit about Colin. He come from the breadbasket parish. And so
Yes.
he's a bushman. He know how to take water and turn it to wine. Because they never have water down there, they have no sprinkler system, no irrigation down there, and all of a sudden they have the best, breadbasket parish. I want to know how them do it. I want to know which part of Assembly you come from. Tell me which part of Assembly you come from.
I come from a district called Woodlands, which is near Springfields, about 10 miles up the road from Middle Quarters. You know the crayfish place?
Yeah, man. Me drive go there one night, one evening, and eat the best pork.
So, yes, as I said, I went to the best CC, which is the one in Montego Bay. That is
Cornwall College.
on the hill, Cornwall College.
All right, I'll give you a little blind just because it says CC, but that's really is not it. It's
I
an
won't hold it
imitation.
against you.
I like your sense of humor.
Marlon Sims, the leader
Director
of the Ndtc, has just joined us as well. That's a gentleman in that colorful shirt. So
yes, man, let me tell you.
Marlon, so don't tell me you come from St. Elizabeth, you know. And when you come on the show, the first thing you have to do is smile. There you go. Okay, all right. The first thing you do is smile. So tell me, say you come from St. Mary.
St. Mary or St. Elizabeth? Which one?
St. Mary.
I fear that if I don't come from it, I'll get into some trouble this morning. But I'm not from those parishes. I'm from St. Catherine.
Oh!
I'm from Old Harbor, St. Catherine.
Okay.
Oh, fried fish.
Yes.
All right. Well, welcome, Marlon. I really look forward to the Ndtc's start of seasons each year. I missed it this year, but not to worry. Yes, but I'll be there. And every opportunity I turn up. But tell us a little bit, how long have you been with the Ndtc? What is happening? What the diaspora missing?
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, I've been with the Ndtc since 1999, and I've had the pleasure of working very closely with Professor Rex Netterford.
Yes.
I came in as a dancer, and then I became the dance captain, and then the associate artist director. And then in this phenomenal role as artistic director, I'm so honored to be serving in this position. But I'm supported by a great group of talented artists, singers, musicians, creative technicians, dancers, administrators who have to keep the boat afloat. And they have been working very hard throughout this pandemic to ensure that we remain visible, remain relevant, and we continue to give people hope and inspiration. So we just ended our 4-week run season of dance. It's the first time we've had a 4-week run since the pandemic. It was almost surreal, just welcoming people back to the theater. And there was a thirst for live performance, and people really wanted to see the Ndtc because they understand its meaning and relevance to Jamaica. It's an important year for Jamaica, 60 year of independence, and of course, it's the 60th anniversary of the Ndtc. So it was just an amazing celebration for Jamaica and for the Ndtc. And we were just so privileged that we were given this opportunity, this break in this awful pandemic, to bring to Jamaica a feeling of home, a feeling of belonging, a feeling of celebration, a feeling of what makes us truly special and what makes us stand out across the world in whatever we do. Of course, the performing arts is no different. When we're singing, we're gonna sing. When we're dancing, we're gonna dance.
Yes.
The Ndtc with singing and dancing together, it's just a perfect marriage. And of course, that is a brainchild of Professor Rex Netterford and Eddie Thomas. Back in 1962, when we gained independence, and they said, listen, we are gonna take this culture to the world. We are gonna show people that we are great. We are exceptional. We are a people of excellence. And 60 years later, 4 generations later, we're still
doing that.
Absolutely.
And we're still on top of it, which is commendable. One of my favorite things with the Ndtc is that Easter morning. Let me tell you, I don't miss that. Unless it not keep, me dead in my white dress up and in the seat. And I've been doing it for years. A friend of mine, Dawn Phillips, used to really sings with the Ndtc.
We love Dawn.
And
we love
Dawn. So I have to heal up Dawn. But Marlon, the first time I saw you do Kumina, it was mind-blowing. And that was the first time I was seeing you do it. Because usually you see Professor taking that role. But tell me, what has been your favorite piece this season?
Oh my goodness, you put me on the spot. I'll get into trouble with the choreographers. I love doing Gary Benta. Gary Benta is one of the staple in the company's repertoire. And every time we do it, people leave the auditorium singing the songs from it and dancing in their seats. The last night of the show, or one of the weekends, we saw people standing in the aisle. You know, that is unusual for Jamaicans to throw their cares away and get up and dance. But everybody wanted to really feel a moment of hope. So when Gary Benta came on and you hear the music, rain and rain, go take off your clothes and jump in the rain. No, I'm not a cinema dancer, forgive my. Mr. Smith, don't kill me. I know you're used to good music. I'm a little bit off. That for me was the season.
Yes.
Colin, what is your role in this movement here?
Okay, my role is on behalf of the Louise Bennett Coverley Heritage Council, for which I'm currently the president.
Yes.
We thought that for Jamaica's 60th, we wanted something really special. And after considering it, we could think of no better group than the National Dance Theatre Company for many reasons. This group is 60 years old, okay? Jamaica is 60 years of independence. And even equally as important, one of the founding patrons of the Ndtc was Louise Bennett Coverley, okay? So I just thought this was a fantastic fit to have this group here.
So when you say here, tell us what's going on. We're here.
We're bringing the shows, 2 concerts in South Florida. In fact, 3, and I'll tell you about it. The first one is going to be...
Hold on, Colin, don't tell them yet. I have a whole heap of messages to read. Let me read them and then and let me just get mad at all on it because I missed the season in Jamaica. No, I'll come to Florida. I'm never going to come back. Bonner says, happy Sabbath. Mark says, fellow Cornwallian. I don't know what that means, so I don't even know to go and read it. But he's saying that he's here representing Cornwall College as well. Jesse Smith says, hello, sir. That's part of my world. Ooh, cool. Maxine Plummer says, Maxine Plummer is also a national board certified teacher. I'm an elite teacher. She went to Michael and she had look work. But hi Marlon, my parish man, says Maxine Plummer. Everybody identifying with Marlon from St. Catherine. Game herself says going to Haiti, so I have to go. Bossy and show off. Beverly Free says have my flyer here. We'll be attending one of the shows here in Miami on October 1st. Ooh, okay. Beverly Free on top of it. Maxine Plummer says Beverly Free. Looking forward to see you there. So she going to get your tickets early. The tickets are going fast. Okay, so everybody know except me. Are the tickets? Are you selling tickets, Maxine? Beverly Fraser asking. Natalie says, I'm from Jamaica. Herbert Morrison Technical School is our alma mater. Poor child. Now I went to Clarendon College. Arthur Bonner says the crossing is the greatest piece to date. All right, Andreen, she loves the crossing. We can't debate that. Beverly Fraser is a proud Westwoodite. Leo, you wouldn't understand. These are culture things, man. These you wouldn't hide this. Look here. Just go on like you understand, no, Leo. Just go on like you understand. Just go on like you understand. And say, yes, the crossing, you like it too. Marlon, you want to tell Leo what is the crossing? Just give him a little overview of what the piece is.
But the crossing is a story. It's our story really about the crossing of the Middle Passage by the enslaved people and coming into the New World. And, it's cultures clashing, the Europeans and the Africans and the creolization. And the piece is a very riveting story, very moving. Even the performers cry through the story when they retell how the persons, the Africans suffered through the journey across the Middle Passage and ended up in the Caribbean and other parts of the Americas, suffered through enslavement, being severed from the motherland, and how the experiences on the plantation really played out, and how the people, as a result of that process, took umbrage in their own past and history and decided that we have to move forward as a people with hope. And so the piece at the end is very uplifting. You see all that dramatic story of suffering and severance. It ends with hope. And that is who Professor Netherford was. So it was a story of our people, but it's also a story about his ideology and his philosophy about life.
Excellent. Excellent.
So Leo, when you go now and you go to the show, you say, oh, the crossing, you must just explain it to the people who sit outside of you and them.
Yes, I love and the name, just the title by his description right now is quite appropriate. It's really a nice to think about the crossing, the middle passage, and all of the crossing of the people's culture and mixing. I love it. It's really a good story. I'll go see it.
You must go see. It's not look at Leo. It's just one of the performances in the presentation. It's not that. So don't look for no ticket that said the crossing.
I will do. Okay, so tell us again, Colin, where is it? Where it is?
Yes, 3 shows. The first show will be at the South Miami-Dade Cultural Arts Center in Cutler Bay, Miami.
Okay. What date, Colin?
That's October 1st.
All right.
October 1st. October 2nd, the next show, courtesy of the mayor and the city of Miramar, who have partnered with us to put the show on, will be on the 2nd of October and at the Miramar Cultural Arts Center. And let me say, those tickets are, I would imagine, based on how they are going in another 2 weeks, we are going to be sold out. So folks, don't wait. Okay.
All right.
Tickets I know are still available at Miami.
And then the third show, you never tell us. You say it's 3 shows.
The third show is a free show thanks to the Ndtc and in collaboration with the Broward County School Board and the city of Miramar again.
Ooh.
That will be for children between the ages of 8 and 14.
I just make it under 14.
Yes, and that's going to be at Miramar Cultural Center on the Monday morning at 10 a.m.
So the first show is on a Saturday. The second show is Sunday at the in Miramar Center, and on Monday you're having a free show for the benefit of children aged 8 to 14.
Right.
Only.
So parents who want their children to see this will need, through their schools, to have their schools contact the Broward County School Board to see how they can get
to secure the
school
ticket.
will provide the county will provide buses to take the children from the various schools to the show and back. And I do believe the children also get credits for attending the show. So it's considered an educational. It's a program they have called SEAS, Students Enrichment Through the Arts.
Nice.
All right. So that's great. Let me ask you now, Marlon. We talked about the crossing, and that's one of the pieces. Do you have other pieces that you can give us a little description of what to expect?
Hold on, Leo. Let me catch up with this thing. He can't tell you all of that. You don't need to go. Let me tell you about coming out and the crossing. You don't need to know no more. Colin, how much for the ticket then?
Tickets are starting at $45 up to $75.
Ticket them cheap, man. Ticket them never reach $100 yet for watch Ndtc.
Yes, and for those
should I charge $100?
There's a pre-show reception, which folks can purchase to attend the pre-show reception.
Okay, so there's a pre-show gala. It's like a reception.
Yes, indeed.
And on both days, the Saturday and the Sunday.
Yes.
Fabulous. I'm liking that. Let me catch up on the thing. People them have holy percent. And say, poor Leo. It's poor Leo. Them I laugh after Leo. I don't understand them thing here. It says something. It's a revelation by the Alvin Haley Dance Theater. It's a signature piece, Leo. So shall I try to explain the relationship between Alvin Haley? Yeah, that's the one thing about you. You're always willing to learn. Paulette Chambers says, good morning, all. Morning, Paulette. Good to have you. Maxine Plummer says, I'm a director with the Louis Bennett Heritage Council and a part of the production team work. Oh, Maxine big round here. And a part of the production team working on the upcoming. Well, thank you, Miss Maxine, for your contribution and your participation in this project. Wonderful project that you ought to do again in 61 years and 62 years. We have to wait for 60 to carry them go to Florida. Beverly Fraser says, I'm looking at the flyer and only 2 shows are on it. For the other one, and for you have to fit 14 for fitting at the other show. Jesse Smith says, nice, I'm going right up my street. Meet me there. Ticket them cheap and reasonable. We're also selling tickets for the reception, she says, and the show starts at 8 and at Miramar it starts at 7. We also have a fabulous souvenir magazine. Look here, Mr. Colin, you know, tell me, with the purchase of a program, patrons will get a chance to win great prizes. What a good thing, said Maxine there for tell us that we could get
That's why she's there. That's why she's there. Let me tell you something. I have one of the most fantastic group working with me on the council, comprised mostly of the ladies. Interesting thing, there are 4 men on the council. The council general is our patron, so say 5. 3 of the 4 men, their names are Smith, and that is important. And there are about 15 ladies. Can you imagine how fabulous that is? But let me say this, they all do fantastic work, okay? So Maxine is on our production team. I would like to tell you and your audiences a little bit about the Louis Bennett Coverley Heritage Council.
Yes, I want to hear too.
This council was started in 2007, the year Louis Bennett died, by Mrs. Norma Darby, who at the time was a director for the Jamaican Folk Review, a cultural group here in South Florida, because she thought that with Miss Lou's passing, her legacy had to be maintained and her story told. So the group started with the aims and objective of preserving and disseminating Jamaica's cultural identity and history in general, but in particular through the works of Louis Bennett Coverley. And part of that is to bring educational programs to the South Florida diaspora and entertaining programs. We call it edutainment. So we educate while we entertain. Also, so we have writing clinics, we have reading festivals where poets come, and we have usually in February, and we have different poets, not only Louis Bennett, people like Una Marson, Olive Senior, just to name a few, Claude McKay, people like that, and other people who read their own poetry. People like Dr. Sue, for example, Malachi Smith, who is also on our board, just to give you a little idea. Kai Miller, okay? To their writings, Christine Craig, you know. Then we have the Louis Bennett Memorial Lecture, which we have in June, which is Caribbean American History Month. And
sorry, Colin, is this in this lecture, is it in Jamaica or is it in Florida?
It's a Zoom lecture, so it's actually up to a worldwide audience. But so the presenters, the last presenter, which was Dr. Vereen Shepherd, she was actually doing the lecture from Jamaica.
Yes.
And we've had other lecturers who did it from their home base.
I want to get back to Marlon, however. Thanks so much for that. That's really good. I know the work there. So let's talk, Marlon, a little bit about the show and say and tell us what to expect. What should we, you know, without telling us exactly what it is, just tell us what it is that we should expect. And
also, Marlon, somebody's asking how and where do they get tickets? So if you know that, if you would share as well.
All right, I'll allow Mr. Smith to speak on where to get tickets afterwards.
Okay.
Let me tell you about the show.
Yes.
All right. So we have Drum Score, and Drum Score was choreographed by Professor for the 1979. Now, when you go back to the Treasure Trove and quote a Professor piece that has live drumming and singing and the dancers in fantastic costumes and powerful male dancers come on stage, you know, it's a grand opening for a great celebration. And so that is how the show will open. If you want to see the piece, of course, you have to come and experience it, because that is what Ndtc is. This is an experience. And of course, we have a work in tribute to women. So Miss Diana Davis Smith, I know you're going to enjoy this one. You're going to feel so empowered. I've said to the females who come to the show, listen, when that piece finish, you feel like you're going to leave anybody come to the theater with and go out there and conquer the world.
That's good.
Right? And of course, you have the Ndtc singers and musicians who are performing a suite of songs in tribute to the great Rita Marley. Now, I don't know if you grew up on Rita Marley like I did, but I love Rita Marley music. So those who have never been acquainted with it, those who don't know the music, you're going to fall in love with it. And let me tell you, the singers and musicians come deck out, fantastic costumes. You're going to enjoy the lighting and that arrangement that is done by Dr. Kathy Brown, who is our acting musical director. It is just phenomenal. I don't know if you know Arambe. You must know that one.
I know that one.
Love it. So that's gonna be a part of the suite. So as I told you before, I can't sing, I dance.
We get that for true.
Just confirm. I'm gonna ask Mr. to teach when I reach up there. So you have another work that is done by Chris Walker, which is just an amazing abstraction of dancehall movements and rhythm. So you have the Nyabingi undertone and you have the dancehall influence. So the music are coming right off the street of the dancehall. Pardon?
It's a fusion, Leo. It transcends.
It's a fusion, and it's a beautiful fusion, and I know you're going to really enjoy this. In terms of costuming, the movements are relatable. These are things that you can see in everyday life whenever you have a communal gathering in Jamaica. But the way you abstract it and put it on stage is absolutely brilliant. And of course, as I said before, I'm not going to say everything because the other two pieces will be equally brilliant as the ones I just mentioned. Of course, we'll wrap up the show with Gary Benta. Music, costumes. Let me tell you, man, I sang the song before. I will not embarrass myself by singing the song again, but I know the audience will leave singing those songs. Now I'm going to turn over to Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, please tell them where to get the tickets. Please tell them where to get it.
Okay.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for that.
If you log on to louisebennettheritage.com, it will take you to the websites of both locations, South Miami-Dade Cultural Arts Center and the Miramar Cultural Center. And there you can, as you open the page, the Ndtc flyer is going to pop up at you and it will say, buy tickets. You click that and you'll have both theaters seating plan in front of you. You select your seats. It will tell you if they're available or not and the prices, etc. And you purchase your tickets there. Of course, one can go directly to either venues as well. You can go, but some people might want to, depending on the seats you want, it may not be available at one and available at the other. But as I said earlier, Miramar is way ahead of the sales. Miami still has a lot of tickets there. Miramar is getting close to being fully sold out. Okay, so there are still tickets there. So folks in Broward, don't wait. If not, you'll have to drive to Miami.
Tickets, so Beverly Frey says, confirms what you've said, Colin. Tickets are available at the Miramar Cultural Arts Center and South Dade Cultural Arts box offices. The singers and musicians of the Ndtc will also be live. Yes, we know that. Somebody was asking whether or not they could get Ndtc performances on DVD. For some reason, I'm not seeing that question anymore. But Marlon, thanks for that overview to incite and excite us on the performances for October 1, October 2nd, and October 3rd in Florida. I'm sure other people.
Then I know that you spent a couple of seconds on Dr. Rex, right?
Yes, Professor.
Can you give us, because Rex was such a prominent figure in our 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. And I think a lot of people have not forgotten about him, but a lot of people, we don't want him to go very far because he was such an artistic person. And can somebody give us an idea about who this man was, what he did, How did he become the man that he was? That kind of thing. Can you expound a little bit for us?
Me ask Leo.
Yes, please.
Marlon. Marlon, me think of me that ask for me that forgot stop at visionary and just done this.
Well, I can tell you one of the early things about Professor Rex.
Yes.
He's a graduate of that great school in Montego Bay with the red.
You know this man Colin. I'm more in talk. I'm more. You see, for them, man, I'm gonna go and show
Of course, Marlon probably knows more about him, but from my point of view, he was a great historian, a great artist, a great writer, social commentator, musician, dancer, so much more. So much more. Yes.
Way ahead of his time, a visionary who just had such grandiose ideas for not just himself, but for his culture. Someone who didn't scoff at his competencies. And then he had this great slang that we all use, butu in a Benz.
Still a butu. He was a humble man and was not one who would go around and flaunt his accomplishments or anything like that. And he was very attuned to the common people and knew what it was because he came from very humble beginning.
Yes, intelligent come from sugar fields. But Marlon, it was your question. Me and Colin hijack it.
Yes.
That's okay. I love when people talk about Professor Ndtc because it just brings back so many memories. He came from very humble beginnings, as was said before, and he's a graduate of the University of the West Indies. And I think the only graduate of the University of the West Indies to have risen the ranks to become the Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies. So he was really on top of his academic game, a well-respected orator, writer, historian, researcher, dance historian, ethnochoreologist. And one of the finest things about him is that he is only one of 4 honorary doctors, graduates. I think he received an honorary doctor of laws from the University of Oxford. So if you go to the halls of the University of Oxford, he's only one of 4 in the entire world to have ever received that award. And so there's a painting of him hanging in the halls of Oxford.
Aye.
So he was a Rhodes Scholar. So he was really quite brilliant. And his intellectual capacity was beyond anything that anyone has ever seen. But what made him so special was his interest in Caribbean culture and Caribbean people, and really uplifting people to look beyond themselves and recognize that their contribution to nation building will help to move themselves forward and move their country forward. And his philosophy was not only exemplified in his writing, but also in his choreography. So if you watch his work, it looks like a thesis. And he could easily translate what he has created in dance and music onto the written pages. And so he has left a wealth of literature and also over 70 dances with the Ndtc after serving the company for 48 years as artistic director. And let me tell you how hard this man worked. He was at his office from at 5 in the morning. And he'd be calling the dancers and the artists and everybody he could find at 6 o'clock. So my phone would ring at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. Sometime I would hide from him. I'll give you a joke. Professor can't find me. 6:30, Professor can't find me. One of the dancers lived in the apartment next door to me. And I just know I saw the phone ring, I saw Professor Lincoln, I said, oh Jesus, Professor, I can't answer. Next thing I hear, knocking on my door. He called the dancer next door to wake me up to take the call. So he was just phenomenal. Another thing again, I'll tell you something personal about it. He would have rehearsals, right? And he'd run his dance 15 times. And every time he's doing it, he'd say prior to the run, last time. So one night we're rehearsing now at the studio, power cut. So we are all rejoicing. Yes, light gone, we can go home. Professor went outside, started his car, reversed the car, turned his headlights into the studio and played the music from his car stereo and said, one last time.
Gotta love the man's commitment and dedication.
Commitment to purpose. He was just exemplary.
Maxine Clark says academic of the Caribbean is her designated title.
Absolutely.
For professor, and Dr. Clark, you are indeed spot on. Academic of the Caribbean. Maxine Thomas says, I just have to love Diana so naturally. You hear she call me idiot. semi-naturally funny. Mark Hay says, love to watch Professor Nettleford's commentary on JBC in the 70s. Hi, Mark, and the age of yourself here, man. Beverly Frey says, I know his sister who grew up in my district, Duan Vale in Trelawney. So Beverly grew up in Trelawney, and apparently Rex has some connection there. I was trying to catch up. Marlon is the person to answer the question about the DVD. Marlon, is NDTC's performances available on DVD?
I'm sorry, it is not available on DVD, but if persons are interested, they can actually go on our YouTube channel and they can watch excerpts of dances that are posted there. Okay. And since the pandemic,
and they're on Instagram and as well.
Yeah, exactly. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. So we are accessible. So if anyone wants to see the company, we have dances and documentaries and features going all the way back to the early years. So no matter what generation you're from, you can see evidence of what was done during a particular time. If you're an average researcher, and if you're a fan, go to YouTube.
I love that part because I've been thinking about that question for you, Marlon, because this is important. OUE is known to or some parts of Mona there. They're known to design the rhythm of Jamaica, meaning that a lot of singers, they don't know where the music come from, them just know the rhythm come out and they go sing on it. And 15, 20 guys sing on one rhythm. And those songs a lot of those songs are created out of UA, I think. Well, Ndtc, I know that you have looked at the playing field and say, okay, we like that, we're going to bring it into our dance theater. And you create your creations around the music that's going on or the dance that's going on today, the prevailing dance. Do you create to release as we do with the music, create rhythm to release? Do you create dancing or anything to release to the general public for them to use?
Well, no, we don't have a system of producing music. What we do.
The dances.
Well, yes. We're very blessed to have a musical director, and that's part of the responsibility of the musical director to look at the musical soundscape of Jamaica and the Caribbean and create music to assist choreographers with the kinds of sounds and materials that they need to choreograph works. So for instance, Marjorie Wiley, who is the musical director emerita, she was able to pull from traditional folk forms and traditional folk music to create the soundscape of Professor's music or Professor's works. It's like a drum score, for instance, is a part of her musical composition and arrangement.
That's what I'm asking.
So you're going to hear, right? You're going to hear something that you will not hear anywhere else but on the Ndtc. But it is definitely identifiably Jamaican and distinctly Caribbean.
Okay.
Once I remember, Professor choreographed this dance about this young man in the inner city who became a shepherd, who became a leader of his flock. And he put the work itself in a dancehall environment. And Marjorie Wiley had to create musical intonations or vocalizations over the dancehall rhythm. Now remember, Miss Wiley is an avid dancehall practitioner.
Yeah.
You will not find Miss Wiley at a dancehall, but she was able to pull from the ancestral rhythms to create the same kind of musical sounds that you'd hear in a dancehall, in a buju banton, in a beanie man, in a whatever it is. And so it changed the nature of the work and gave it this life that connected it with the dancehall setting. And that's because she understands the music of Jamaica. She understands the root of the music. So when she pulls on ancestral rhythms, it sounds like it was created in a studio just yesterday.
That's
Let
nice.
me tell you, some brilliant people in this NDTC. I gotta get a job with them. They're brilliant.
We'll take you.
Well, Marlon, let me tell you, my best effort is to leg of the bird. So we don't think they'll go want me. Want me around there. And Marlon, you won't give me one from long time. Happy belated birthday. Maxine says happy belated birthday.
So much. Thank you so much.
We all are wishing you happy belated birthday. We trust that you enjoyed it. turning 18, I am sure. Not a day past that.
I'm just a
Bobby,
year older than you.
Beverly Frey says that she got her tickets. She's showing off on us.
Wonderful.
Maxine, Dr. Clark and Maxine Plummer, them catching up with each other and asking where is the other one. Maxine says she's at the British International School in Thailand. And kudos to Marjorie Wiley. Marjorie Wiley, in fact, was the pianist at my wedding, and I know I've always loved her. Brilliant. There's just nobody like that. I couldn't resist the temptation having the Louise Bennett crew here, not to say sun a shine and pot a boil, but things not right, because not enough rain a fall, river the flood, but water scarce and dirty tough. My little piece.
I love that.
Colin, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing.
Yeah, man, wrap it up, Colin. Tell us, tell the people what you want to what you wanted to hear, Colin.
Well, come out to the show really and enjoy it. And while you're doing that, do not hesitate to go to the Louise Bennett Coverley Heritage Council website to see the work we're doing. And I must tell you, I need to tell you a few things we're doing. Over the years, we have given dozens of scholarships to the Edna Manley College. I would say in the region of about 15. We have also done similar scholarships to Broward College in Florida. We have adopted the Louise Bennett All-Age School in Gordon Town, and we are giving scholarships to those students going into Excelsior, because Excelsior was the alma mater of Miss Lou. Okay. Yes. And one other thing I want to tell you, there's the Louise Bennett Festival, which is the inaugural festival, is being held on October 15th in Gordon Town Square. And this initiative is headed by Professor Opal Palmer. And the intention is to have this festival ongoing where school children can come and perform, writers can come and perform, poets can come and perform, mentor bands can come and play, because, you know, mentor was Miss Lou's music, right? Yes. Dancers can come and dance, and you have a wonderful day of rich culture right in the Garden Town Square. So that's going to be on October 15th. But again, visit our website, and there's a lot more to learn there in terms of our ongoing programs. For example, on Saturday coming, we're having a writing clinic, which will involve teaching people of all age, young people from 6 years old up, to learn to write lyrics for to write lyrics for songs. We're going to have a painting session for people who want to learn to paint or draw for therapy. And a certain member who is chatting on the line there is going to have, who's been sending some chats, is going to have a session how to do journaling.
Okay, fabulous. Colin, I think that we might need to visit your website, but we pause to recognize and celebrate that you are on for National Award this year. So our congratulations for the recognition of work that you have done, and we clearly are seeing your continued commitment. So we're all saying congrats on the preservation, as Dr. Clark puts it, efforts to preserve the culture. And Marlon, we truly enjoyed having you. Thank you so much. Keep safe, and I'll see you at Miramar.
All right. Thank you. Very good. Look forward to seeing you.
Come on.
All right. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for being here.
Sure.
Bye. Yeah, that was a good chat.
Diana, that was just wonderful. I enjoy that. I've not seen the Ndtc movement or the company dance, but I'm very curious now about going to see them.
No, man. Next year you have to make sure you're in Jamaica for Easter. You want to be there for 5 o'clock to sit down and be ready for that 6 o'clock performance. There is nothing that compares to it, but more so, if the ticket price are not so bad, I really would want to come back to Miramar and see them in Florida, because I've missed this season. But it's totally brilliant. Thank you. Great effort. Thanks, Colin, and thanks, Marlon, for being here. And Maxine is saying thanks for a stimulating interview. But we couldn't help ourselves. It is just naturally great.
couple of people on YouTube, Liz.
Yes,
Willis,
I hope them will cuss you for me reading my thing them.
And Marvin Radigan. Morning to you both. Liz actually was giving a hands up, a clap, clap, clap for the show. Having those two guys online, it was really nice to listen to Marlon.
So Marvin going, Marvin going, Marvin you're going because I'm going. I want to go Miramar.
She said must come a Miramar and she will buy ticket.
All right, get the ticket. I go and buy my plane ticket and come back for the weekend.
Nadine Anderson Stull also clapping. Also, they enjoyed that. Thank you so much, guys, for that. We stopped for this very important segment. Dan wasn't banging on me too much, and so I had to take myself in a little bit and be quiet so that be a nice guy throughout that segment. I don't know.
Guys, usually we commit the last 10 minutes or so to have birthday greetings and to have come on little chit chat and to cuss out people. So I don't need to put who having birthday now for us to send the greetings. But I also want to recognize that the school term is about to begin and everybody is getting back into college. My daughter is getting back to University of Waterloo or University of Waterloo, yes. And Michelle is getting back to York University, both in Canada. And so we want to celebrate them. My niece who was in Ukraine, she's going back into Europe, but she's not going to Ukraine. She's going to go to university I need to ask Dana for clarification. But I want for us to bear in mind all our Jamaican children and family members who are scattered across the world who are going back to school. Things have changed since the summer period. COVID and monkeypox and all kind of things happening. Let us just pray for them and bear them up in prayers and congratulate them. So we congratulate everybody who starting school, going back to college, or starting college, starting university, or going back to university.
Well, I must tell you this, that at this time, during this time of the year, in grade 1 and grade 2 and grade 3 and grade 4 and grade 5 and grade 6, were scary moments for me, because all me could have think about Saturday was going to school Monday morning and go face possible we call it bamboo lick from Mr. Enlin. Mr. Enlin had a bamboo strip long and him left-handed tuner. So when you think they're right, you might lick you from the left side.
Can't judge it.
And yes, you have to be in school by 9 o'clock. If 9:01 come, you can.
Leo, you just go mute. So just by that, you mute.
Is like you remember at first your life. You don't want to be at school at that time. 9 o'clock, but him stand up at the gate and him will wait. Anybody will come after 9. I get licked. Everybody, I get licked. So scary moment. But this is the time.
So when you know if you go back to school in September and start Fred forget lick before you reach a school to start get licked.
Yes, that's the first thing to start about. Them start telling you say a free paper bun. They talk about free paper bun. To me, that means lick. Okay, that means lick. And I don't know that I was terrorized or I was dying with fear, but just to know that you'll get a lick is something that you thought of, But tomorrow Sunday would be the day. It's mostly a somber day because also that you're gonna get we call it again herb tea.
No, you get the herb tea from the week before. And so late you get for your herb. People usually get your herb 1 week before, man. And you have the whole week to wash out.
That's why when me go to school Monday morning in infant school, they had to send me
the bathroom.
No.
Yes, why you get for your herb late.
Everything was rolling down this side of my pants. Because I think Mama was late in giving me that thing. And they kick me out of school and tell me,
Oh gosh, no. No, no, Leo, you're not good. You're not good. You get your herb medicine late, or your belly did bang too much, and then it come too late.
I live a half a mile from the basic school, a half a mile.
You have
And
to run, go back home.
yeah, Liz agreed with me, so she said, wash out.
Yes, you get to wash out.
They don't punish
Oh
children
my gosh.
anymore, she says. Listen, you know. Me know. That's what came to mind though. When it comes to this time of the year going back to school, that's the kind of fear that you go with what I went through that time. You know?
Well, I take it that everybody got them wash out to go back to school, but I think I looked forward to it because it was new uniform and usually new shoes September. When it's January, you know, get no new shoes, but September you always get new shoes. And so it was a matter of this week before that you go buy the shoes, and then worse when you reach high school, now you know you buy your shoes yourself. So you know get no more Mary Jane. You get to select your shoes, and you out and make pen and buy your own shoes.
Mary
When you reach
Jane,
a sixth
Mary
form,
Jane
you're
is
a
the
big
one.
woman.
Mary Jane is the
Yes,
one
with the strap on it.
with the
Yes,
strap
and
across,
we
right?
have one piece come and the strap will
Look
go
like a
across.
basket. Look like a
No more
basket.
Mary Jane. Yes, no more Mary Jane.
But
You get a break from the Mary Jane. Oh gosh, let me read some more comments here. Maxine Clark said that she saw the NDTC at the 50th. Maxine
who is
Thomas said
it?
I'm to join for the
Oh
reception.
my God.
Jesse says,
CG, come on. CG joining us this morning.
"Oh, who's CG?"
Oh,
Jesse says,
that's
"Stands for a change in the
Consul
in
General
the day."
Mayor. He's here.
Consul General. Oh, Consul General. You know, me English now,
So,
so me
so
maths
what I
no good.
know. So here goes with CG here now. He is a dancer, he is a singer, he is a DJ, he is a comedian. So he can join the NDTC very easily, right? Good morning.
Morning, Sir Leo. Morning to everybody. Happy
Yes.
to be on the program.
Meet
Yes.
Diana Davis Smith, Dr. Diana Davis Smith. She is the president of some
Catholic College of Mandeville. And I'm
Good
the
morning.
co-host with this. Morning, CG. Good to meet
Good
you.
to meet you. Yes,
Same
same here.
Well,
Same.
welcome to the show. I see that you're continuing the celebration of the Jamaican 60th anniversary of independence with major activities, NDTC and the Louis Bennett. You want to tell us a little bit about it? Why
Well,
was it important for you to do it now?
yes. Let me tell you, I have been following the National Dance Theatre Company since 1992. First year I went to a season of dance, and I said I would never miss this again. And they were always enjoyed their works, and they've literally grown up with Jamaica. I believe they're celebrating 60 years as well,
Yes.
as a group, and their works have covered, you know, many of our popular artists, Bob Marley, Jimmy Cliff. They've covered a lot of historical topics. I mean, the crossing is. I was watching Roots the other night, and I just thought about Professor Rex Netter's work with the crossing, a master. Our African forms, you know, the Gary Benta, which they're going to be doing on this season, is such another great masterpiece, which I asked personally for. And when I about 2 years ago, I asked Colin. I said, Colin, one of the things I would love to happen during my tenure as Consul General is if we could bring up the NDTC. And it's one thing to have a wish, but it's another thing to have it executed. And I have to give kudos to Colin Smith and the Louis Bennett Heritage Council, of which I'm the honorary chair, for doing all the heavy lifting and making this a reality. I mean, Colin and I have a call almost every single morning. Colin calls me at the crack of dawn with something that needs to be done. Yes. And he's been a trooper. I want to congratulate him on his national award. But the NDTC coming up here in the diaspora as part of the 60th is perhaps one of the most significant moments, for, in my opinion, for us celebrating 60 years of independence. Because of who they are, what they have represented to Jamaica, and here in the diaspora for us here in the moment. I encourage everybody to be a part of that. Bring your children, let them see our legacy on stage, our legends. You don't want to miss these 2 shows. You want to be out there and come and celebrate.
Yes.
Right. Thanks for that. We too celebrated with Colin on his pending award. And I thank you for endorsing what is so obvious to all of us, that he cares not just for Jamaican culture, but for South Florida quite a bit. Because somebody even commented to say, I'm happy to see that it coming to us. Unusual, everything gone on New York or something like that. But
True. Well,
Beverly Frey says, hey, Council General, you're everything. Maxine says,
when CG says I want, I get. That's the way that goes.
Okay. So everybody's saying the CG is good. So Johnny says, yes, Dr. Dan, I still love Mary Jane's. Don't forget Penny Loafers. We're talking about end of the school term starting and what we would look forward to know, because next week is back to school. I don't have to get Mary Jane shoes no more when I was in fifth form. And high school, you get to select your own shoes. My daughter probably don't even know what a Mary Jane is. A happy anniversary to my parents, says Paulette Chambers.
We're actually coming to the end of the show, Diana, but
yes.
and he's joined us very late. So can we invite him for an hour next week or something like that, so that he can share with us what his first day in primary school is? And
all right, CG, I've worked put on for you now. You will be back with us next week at 11 o'clock.
Yes, sounds good. Sounds good.
All right. Yes. All right. You have the thing. You can pop in anytime you want, and we can have it.
Thank you.
All right. But next week it's gonna be about you. So prepare everything that you know about country.
All right.
And prepare everything you know about car water. All right.
I know about car water.
All right.
All right, CG. Good. Thanks for joining us.
Huh?
Thanks. All right. Take care. Leo, it's been a great session. I think we enjoyed it. People says our CG is the best. Beverly says hi, CG. Paulette says happy anniversary to my parents, 63 years in September 5th. Whoa. Her mom went on to be with the Lord 2 years ago, but her dad is still here. So congratulations. Anything on YouTube? Anybody sending greetings, Leo? We're wrapping up.
No, I have Liz and Marvet and Nadine Henderson Stull, all they're showing their presence. As I said, Liz says they don't punish the children like that anymore. She says, well done. And
they don't punish them. I mean, say they don't give them the herb they need it.
No more, yeah. And she also said something about washout.
She don't like the washout business. But guys, it was a good show. I'm sorry we started late, but we made up for it. At least we attempted to. Leo, it's good to see you again. Take care. Keep safe. Everybody, walk good.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.